Minasan, Gokigenyo. Today, what I originally thought would be a shorter one since these girls are only in their 4th year of being active, which may sound like a lot, but it really isn't. But these 4 cuties perform like they've been doing it forever, and they've accomplished so much in that time period, thus making this video longer than any other D4DJ group guides. Lyrical Lily is an old girl DJ group in the Dig Delight Direct Drive DJ franchise, also known as D4DJ. They are a DJ unit that blossomed from an elite private school. Their image is a cutesy, moe, proper little sister type. However, I feel their music doesn't reflect this at all, usually being high energy pop songs, like house or synth pop genres. An exception being their cat song, of course, that definitely captures their image perfectly in my opinion. The group has 4 members. Their leader, Miyu Sakura, played by Hazuki Tanda, Kurumi Shiratori, played by Ruka Fukagawa, my personal favorite member, Miko Takeshita, played by Yuzuki Watase, and their DJ, Haruna Kasuga, played by Amane Shindo. I usually show the album covers when talking about songs and whatnot, but with these girls, their covers don't really feature the characters at all. And in the most respectful way possible, they just aren't appealing, and I'm sure you would rather see the girls' pretty faces. So I'll just be showing those instead. And with that out of the way, let's jump right into their career. The group was technically first brought to light in 2019, with Amane being the first member to be announced. Casting was then held to find the other 3 members towards the end of the year. About 5 months later, in April of 2020, the other girls were introduced. About 3 months after that, they had their live debut on July 26th at the D4DJ Connect Live. Naturally, their setlist was much shorter than the other groups, but this is where they debuted their song, The Color of Tainted Sorrow. Still one of their best songs to this day. Later in the autumn season, the girls would also appear at the D4 Fest Love Hug Groovy. The first time we got to see their first single live, I Shall Be the Cat. Its coupling track, At Night on the Galactic Railroad, was also performed. 2021, we got our first ever D4DJ joint concert, that being Nyan Shake, featuring Lyrical Lily and Mermaid, the title being based off of Mermaid's song Boom Boom Shake and Lyrical Lily's song I Shall Be the Cat. Unfortunately, since this was the first time a joint live happened, the producers probably didn't have the idea to make a new song featuring both groups. That wouldn't happen until 2022 with Mermaid and Rondo. Hopefully we do get a Lily Mermaid song in the future though. Their styles are complete opposite, so I would be very curious on how it sounds and looks live. Anyway, just a month or so after this joint concert, we got D4 Fest Be Happy Remix. Then in September, Lyrical Lily had their first solo live, titled Are You Ready?, featuring 21 songs. They really went off. That's not all for them though. Around Christmas time, D4 Fest Party Time happened. From the 16th to the 19th, the Lily Cuties would be the first group to perform and be the only ones to perform on day 1, aside from guest DJ Sunko. Definitely not a coincidence, she totally requested to be on the same day as the girls, no doubt. Aside from lives, they had some music release, a lot in fact. Their second single, Petit Prince, along with Maggie's Gift, Pinning for the Moon, Happy Prince, Journey to the West, and Certified Human. Then there's their third single, Adventure King, and its coupling song, Sleeping Beauty. And then there was an Annie song titled 10 Nights' Dreams, theme song for the mini-anime Mini Vanguard Large, a spin-off in Cardfight Vanguard. In 2022, at the beginning of the year, we got Lily's second solo live, titled Is Ebufura a Food? Great name. Also, no, it's actually a Dragon Ball character. Yukinisha was a special guest here too, by the way. When May rolled around, we got D4 Fest All In, and naturally the Cuties made an appearance. This year, they even got themselves a stage play. The Path of Senli begins with One Step, from June 28th to July 3rd, featuring all of the Lily Girls, Negishi and Himari from Mermaid, Haruki from Photon Maiden, and Riona from Rondo. They were part of the Kawaii Fest, hosted by Noah Fukushima, having the Young Ladies, Photon Maiden, and Happy Around. This was a lot of fun. The girls had a part where they all split up and formed new temporary groups, which I'll mention again in a bit more detail when I talk more about their music. The girls were also guests at Animax Musics for their first time. I think this was actually even their first event outside of the franchise. Oh, I totally forgot they were also at the Big Bushy Road Festival that happened this year as well. The last thing for this year was their first and so far only full album, Lyrical Anthology, mostly consisting of older songs I have mentioned, but also a few new songs. The Catcher in the Rhyme and... oh, actually that's it. That's the only new song. All of the other groups got at least 2, which is kind of odd, but like the other groups, Lily has 2 remixes on this album of older songs, those being Sleeping Beauty and Night on the Galactic Railroad. Other than these, new songs not on the album include The If Dancer, White Margaret, and Summer Break. Then Welcome to the Circus, which is kind of meant to be a reimagining of their first single. And finally, Senli Ichini, the main theme for their stage play. 2023, again at the beginning of the year, Lyrical Lily had their third live show, Cat's Beckoning, a reference to the whole plot of the new season of the anime, where they would also sing the opening song Maihime, which was the opening of the concert as well. We got their first collab song, Melodious Star, with Photon Maiden. Then at the end of this month, they will have their second stage play, being titled Arisugawa Academy Festival Live Stage, featuring them, all 4 mermaids, but also 4 new characters played by some familiar faces, those being Chiharu, Rimi Nishimoto, Erika Ishitobi, and Hikaru Akao. I assume if their performance is well received that they will also form a new group. Music for this year, aside from the anime songs, include Snow Black, Spring and Chocolate, which actually was in the anime, but I'm just mentioning it now. Then finally, Barkley and the Chocolate Factory, for a total of 22 original songs, 10 live appearances with the franchise, and 2 stage plays. Also, if you haven't figured out the theme in their song names yet, well, I'll tell you during the fun facts section. First, some more music stuff. The girls have been featured in other songs by themselves with other members of the franchise, like Miyu singing Around and Around and Delightful Party with the other leaders, and Kurumi singing Your Love, an original song for a one-time unit consisting of herself, Muni, Saki, and Noah, named Qtopia, a group actually named by Hinata, Noah's Seiyu. I'm just going to give 6 song recommendations since they have a smaller amount of songs than other groups I cover. So, those being I Shall Be the Cat, Maihime, The Catcher in the Rhyme, Adventure King, Petit Prince, and Certified Human. That last one having their signature Lily Lily chant. Then, as always, they also have covers. As a group, they have almost 20. I'll just highlight a few that I like a lot. The first one being Touch, the opening for the show of the same name all the way back in the 80s. Bon Appetit, the opening of Blend S. Adrenaline, a song sang originally by Trisale. Gimme Revolution, originally by Maya Uchida. And Sunflare Sherbet, originally from Pipara, sang by Miyu Kubota. That's 2 Seiyu from Love Live that Amane gets to cover. I'm sure she is thrilled. To end off this section, Haruna is featured with some other girls from other groups to sing Gotobun no Kimochi, the opening of the quintuplet show, and Miyu by herself sings a cover of Plastic Love, a very popular 80s Japanese song. Onto the group facts. Hazuki is the eldest, while Ruka is the youngest, though her and Amane are the same age, just Ruka's birthday is a little later. Amane is also the tallest at 163 centimeters or 5'4", while Hazuki and Yuzuki are both the shortest at 153 centimeters or 5 foot even. Hazuki and Yuzuki are both born in February, just 10 days apart. None of the girls come from the same hometown. Then all members except for Hazuki belong to the same agency, that being Hibiki. Naturally, since these girls are so young, they are the youngest in the franchise, Ruka being the youngest overall, while Amane is the youngest in Bang Dream, the unofficial older sister franchise to D4DJ. So as I just said, Amane is in Bang Dream as the vocalist for Morphonica. Ruka is part of the Sigfeld Juniors in Revue Starlight. Hazuki is a former member of 2 idol units, those being Palette and Nankin Pepper. Then Yuzuki is a former member of idol group Saki no Onanoko. That group disbanding like 2 months before she joined Lyrical Lily. The girls had a YouTube variety show last year, though it didn't get any subtitles like the Photon Show and the Mermaid Show. Yuzuki's character Miko is the only one currently not to be featured in a song that's not with all 4 of the Lily girls. And as I hinted earlier, the theme of their songs, every single one of their original songs are named after famous literary works, with some of them sharing the exact same name, like Sleeping Beauty and Journey to the West, but most of them switching a word out for another, like Catcher in the Rhyme and Snow Black. Lyrical Lily is the only unit where their original costumes all matched, only with minor differences in their accessories. And lastly, these girls, as well as Piki Piki and Rondo, are the only units that have provided an original song as theme songs of a franchise outside of D4DJ, though all 3 of them sing songs for the Cardfight franchise, which is also owned by Bushiroad. And now time for some animated lore. The youngest member is Miyu, while the oldest is Miko, who is also the shortest, while Haruna is the tallest, just like her Seiyu. They're actually the same height. Oh, and Kurumi is the VJ. I probably should have mentioned that in the intro. The girls attend Arisugawa Academy, which is different than the other groups, being the only main unit to attend here. Though some Unicorn members do also go to this school, and Esara from Piki Piki transferred out when she was in middle school. As with all groups in D4DJ and Bang Dream, the family names all come from landmarks in Japan. In this case, all members are based off of street and road names, those being Sakurada, Kasuga, Shiratori, and Takashita. Though the unit members have known each other since elementary school, they didn't form the unit until they were in high school. Outside of the franchise, Lyrical Lily served as the ambassadors for the Lyrical Monasterio Nation in the Cardfight Vanguard series. And now onto the girls themselves. Kurumi is known to hate studying, but is deeply interested in art and stage production. She even takes part in Lyrical Lily's stage productions as well. She is the same height as Muni, and her hobby is playing pranks, mostly on Haruna. And Kurumi doesn't like anything horror-related or attending religious services, despite going to a religious school. Miyu does attend church, and she is a member of the choir. She's known Rondo's Tsubaki ever since they were young due to singing in choir together. Saori from Mermaid is actually Miyu's private tutor and one of her maids. She is a skilled swimmer and she owns a tank of koi fish at her home. Her hobbies are board games while she dislikes horror movies and novels. Miko, on the other hand, is interested in horror movies and paranormal mysteries, but she dislikes sad stories, while her hobbies are riding roller coasters and watching scary movies. Her and Esra were actually classmates before Esra transferred to Yoba Academy. Miko always speaks in the third person and often ends her sentences with the word nano. She has traveled to many foreign countries with her father. Because of these travels, she also knows many languages, like English, Chinese, Spanish, French, Russian, Malay, Arabic, Russian, and Portuguese. I totally said Russian twice. I don't know why I wrote it twice in the script, but I'm leaving it. She also understands Morse code. Damn. However, despite her fluency in English, it is one of her weakest subjects at school because she doesn't understand grammar. Well, to be honest, I don't even understand English grammar. I don't think it even exists anymore with all this crazy slang that we've got going on. Lastly, Haruna is an audio equipment enthusiast just like her father, and a lot of what she knows is knowledge gained from him. She also seems to be familiar with our real-world manga, being a fan of the quintessential quintuplet series, and claims she got hooked into the series after reading a volume that she had confiscated from a student. She is affiliated with a tea ceremony club and often invites outside members to attend their tea parties. Through these tea parties, she has actually become acquainted with Happy Around's Ray. She dislikes snakes, and for the final fact of the video, she is often called Incho, or chairwoman, by her peers, which she always denies as she is merely a member of the disciplinary committee. This also often frustrates her. And with that, we have reached the ending. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed and learned something new about these girls. My favorite character archetype is the hard worker, the zero to hero, like our boy Hercules. And though these girls have never been zero, they did start off very young and very green. But now, with all the hard work and dedication, they are out here being absolute professionals. I love to see it. Please join me in the next one about a bilingual seiyuu. I look forward to seeing you there.